It's the Frank injury.
Is it the Frank injury?
It's the Frank injury.
It's the groin injury. Well, he is a handsome man, one, and two, he has, as someone pointed out to me on I think Twitter recently, he has good drip.
Oh man,
is that the term? Is
yeah,
that what the kids say? Okay.
Yeah,
the kids say that he's good drip. Great. Hey there, Knicks fans. How you doing? It's your boy Jonathan Macri with you for the second-ish edition of Knicks Film School with my younger compatriot who is a little bit more than half my age, Kris Persianen. You're 18.
Indeed. Hello.
I am 37. So I am more than twice your age. That was some bad math by me. Kris and me last week did one of these bad boys. First look at Obi Toppin. And now we are going to look at another Knick who, ironically, is the one Knick who has not been in training camp, or he's been in training camp, but he has not participated in training camp of late because apparently he has a some lower leg injury. Austin Rivers. The reason it was met with some derision, I think, is because Austin Rivers was really bad initially in his career when he played for the Clippers. I know you were like 12 when that was happening, but do you remember that?
I know. I remember all the memes, like him and Doc. Anything happening, like Doc, just like a different way of Doc yelling at him. It's becoming a meme. It was not pretty. They had him playing point guard, and he has since shown, even though there's still a debate going on as to what position he is or what Austin Rivers is as a player. But I don't think he's a point guard. I think you should use his playmaking as a plus, as a secondary handler. So
we're gonna watch some tape from
that role. It was interesting for him, to say the least.
It was, and I wrote about this week. He went from being a point guard essentially half the time midway through his tenure in LA to being a point guard like 10% of the time. Drastic reduction. They finally kind of figured it out. We're going to watch now some clips from Game 2 of the Oklahoma City's first round series with the Houston Rockets, in which Austin Rivers had an interesting game. And I think it'll help us answer some of those questions about, is he a point guard? As you said, the answer is no. Spoiler alert. But how much can he help you as a secondary ball handler / secondary playmaker? I'm not quite sure those things are the same, and we use them interchangeably. I use them interchangeably a lot. But let's get going. So first play we actually have is a less than flattering one in which Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, well, you might say he beats him off the dribble here. Just a bit. Do you have an opinion on Austin Rivers' defense, Kris?
Not one that I'm like strongly either. I'm not. I think there's a large group of players where like sometimes the tenacity is there and sometimes it's not, and then like when they're on, and the defense might be there because they're just locked in, and then if they're not necessarily locked in on defense, it's not too pretty, and that's just kind of acknowledged. Like it's not. No, I don't see Rockets fans like crying about Austin Rivers' defense every time they play a game, but I also think they know it's not spectacular. It's just one of those guys like you know what you've got.
Here he's fighting. He ends up with the foul there.
Oh, he's a tough player.
Yeah, he is a tough guy, and I think that word gets thrown around. Nice drive, and we're gonna go back and look at that again. That word gets thrown around, but I think it's legit with him. I think he is a tough guy. I think he is a gamer, quote unquote. Guys have effort issues on defense, physical issues on defense, and then just like size or maybe ability physical, and then like size physical. He's on the smaller-ish side, but I think he's not terrible. So here, nice drive. You see him kind of draw the contact there, misses obviously, right. But I think that's a good indication of generally what he can do, like into the paint. Oh wait, is this the play?
Oh, this is welcome to the same team, these two guys.
How many times do you think Austin Rivers? Let's watch the play first. No, Nerlens. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh,
I mean, so let's watch the play again. First, not Nerlens' best moment.
You sent me this link obviously before this episode, and I texted John just with no other context, like, oh my god, he put Nerlens on his ass, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. This is
But a great drive and a great pass, right?
To a what kind of shot? A corner 3-pointer,
baby.
Which is allegedly going to be one of our most frequented
Tibbs
point gaining mechanisms.
Yes, Tibbs, we're recording this on Wednesday afternoon, and Tibbs had a press conference today in which he yet again mentioned getting corner threes and I think he actually said the words, "We're gonna have to figure out a way to score points" or something to that effect. It reminded me. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, you did the newsletter the other day on the offense.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
you're right.
Top 20 would be a miracle, and this is why I think Austin Rivers can help you get there. So here he's alongside Harden, and Harden is obviously drawing attention. And as we froze the play right here, Austin Rivers is open for an above the break three, and let's see what he does. Splash. Okay. And 3 of the last 4 years, Austin Rivers has been an above average 3-point shooter. So, that's a good sign. So one thing I want to point out, which is, Chris, I am always like, in my mind, I'm always like, it's not about whether the guy can get into the lane, because like Dennis Smith Jr. can get into the lane, Alfred Payton can get into the lane. But I feel like there's an extra added significant benefit when the guy who can get into the lane is also someone who can draw a defense's attention, because doesn't that make all the difference?
It's about what they can do. It's why I think someone like Quickly, with his ability to hit floaters, is going to have a good year this year if we get him involved, despite the lack of spacing and whatever. Like if you have some gravity as a shooter or as a passer, so you have some form of gravity when you're taking the ball inside, it opens things up for your teammates, even if not yourself, every single time.
Yeah, and I think in a lot of ways, like Emmanuel Quickly's like ceiling outcome is like a better shooting Austin Rivers, right? Isn't that kind of
sharp shooting? But
shooting, yeah. Well, Tibbs called him the best, as good as.
And the defense, I think the defense is.
Yes.
The high. If we're talking high end Quickly outcomes, Austin Rivers is not. We could buy a little more stock.
I find it interesting. He waited until I feel like just the right, about the exact moment to make that pass, and came through. Now, obviously, the Rockets having better or very good corner 3-point shooters. There's another pass to the corner.
Right.
I like how Austin
passes it up,
immediately repositions himself to the corner, and gets that bucket, which is,
and that, if I'm not mistaken, is the start of a bit of a hot streak. So
yes, this is when we see. Now, Austin only scored 11 points in this game. But you could see, again, James Harden's not on the floor right now. So,
right.
And this is why you can't play off him.
Boom.
I mean, that's just
no one with that gravity that Harden has or close to it is sharing the court with him, but takes the ball up the court, finds a shot he likes, and hits it. I'm not against that if he's feeling it.
No, neither
I think we'll see that. I think we'll see that a decent amount.
Well, so then, but that's the balance, right? Is like everybody agrees New York did not bring Austin Rivers here to take. Oh God.
Oh.
We'll watch this one again. Hold on. Everybody agrees Austin Rivers wasn't brought here to take 5 step backs a game, but there is a healthy balance between taking 5 or 6 a game and taking none a game.
Burks too. Burks hit a lot of above the break threes last year. I think 64 over the course of the season.
This is on CP3 too.
Yeah,
and I know there was no rim protection at the time, but still, that's impressive.
No, that's a fun play. That Rivers is gonna have a 40-point game next year. If there were odds, yeah. So there's one. There's gonna be one. One explosion. I'm ready for it.
One explosion. Is it of the sore groin variety? Or no? Okay, I'll stop. But again, just to finish off the previous thought, the fact that he can hit the step back, means he's gonna, like, you can't lay off him. Obviously, a guy there is running out to the corner. There's another one. I think he misses this. Yeah, that's like where, like, there's a line, and I don't know how many is like crossing the line, but like, what's the shot clock here at? The shot clock is at 9. James Harden is on the court. He's right there. So this is probably not. But then again, James Harden isn't making any effort to do anything.
He is indeed just standing there.
He's just standing there, not even trying to do anything. So it's like, how much can you really hate on that shot? It's not perfect, but whatever. He was feeling it.
Yeah, that was
nice hands there. Nice anticipation. Let's watch that one again because I like that. I think he's going to be a good influence defensively on this team. I really do.
I think we're going to have the type of team that you can get good Austin Rivers defense out of, if that makes sense. Like, if everyone's buying into that aggressiveness, that toughness, staying active.
Yeah. No, and
those are some transition looks like that. And with Toppin, Robinson, Barrett, Summer League, Kevin Knox running the fast break.
That's okay. So we got that one. That looked like close to a goaltend. But I like the ability. So Tibbs actually talked today.
He can get into the paint. Yeah.
Well, again, we know this, and there's another video that we were going to maybe watch with his drives. He drives a ton. Like Austin Rivers drives a lot, and most of the drives like amount to something good. The question Tibbs posed or answered, whatever, in his presser today was like, breaking down the defense and getting into the teeth of the defense is one thing, but then it comes to the correct decision, which is obviously, do you take the shot or do you make the pass? Let's see. Did he make the right decision here? Probably not, because whoever that is in the corner, I'm sure that dude could hit that shot.
Right. And even if Gordon, look at it. Eric Gordon's open on the right.
I think that was Jeff. Well. I was looking at Jeff Green in the far corner.
Oh, you can go back there. If Eric Gordon took a step to the right, he had an open corner shot too. So that was, Yeah.
So here we have, I think that's Daniel House Jr. in the corner now with CP3 on him. But this is some nice defense here. Yeah, it's just nice defense there. And that's like, there's a reason you're getting Austin Rivers for 3 years. And
you see CP3 leaves him to drive, right? Doesn't let House get the open three. That's part of the spacing. Like, I hope we can have that kind of spacing where Austin Rivers gets left.
But then that's a matter of who Tibbs is putting on the floor, and that was the dirty little secret of last year, and it's the open secret of this year. They had shooting last year, and they have shooting this year. It's about getting it on the court. What is this last play here? He must do something because the videotape is still rolling. Got a little fake. Got a little faked out of his shoes. Oh, poor.
All right.
Listen.
Cut the tape.
Cut the tape.
We saw. So he had 11 points in that game, and we saw 8 of them get scored on. Maybe not back-to-back possessions, but
pretty close.
Pretty close to it, if not.
Close together.
He can get hot, and I think for keeping him active, keeping him involved in the offense, keeping the ball swinging his way, and hopefully having him swing it other people's way, a good amount of the time. There's some of those easy buckets that he could pick up, some open threes, corner threes too, even if he's the one in the corner and not just kicking out to it. He's someone you can have all over the court in the offense. I think Thibodeau might be trying to put out there, which is valuable.
That's really well said. And I think another way to put what you just said is he's a guy who knows his role and he's okay playing his role. I think the danger, and this is why it's so tough when you're a young team and a team that's not very good, is when you get guys in the door like Austin Rivers, who he knows what his role is on an NBA team. But if he comes to this team, like, he might be like,
who's stopping him from taking the bigger role?
But it's not even that. It's like,
besides Tom Thibodeau,
it's like so inevitably, I don't know what percent of NBA possessions end where whatever crap you tried to run just doesn't work, and whether it's 20 or 30% of and you just need a guy to take a shot. There's more often than not that he might be out there and he's the most apt guy to take that shot. And, last year that was Julius Randle. And that's why, now granted, a lot of times he bypassed obvious passes, different issue. Well, but maybe it's not a different issue because the thinking is that Austin Rivers will make the right play, but I'm sure there will be a lot of occasions where he has the ball in his hands at the end of the shot clock. And he's like, well, listen, I'm the most apt guy to take this shot right now. The question then becomes like, and that borders on the line of like development versus trying to win games. Like, right. Do you want the ball in RJ Barrett's hands there or Obi Toppin? Even though, yes, a step back attempt from Austin Rivers may be the quote unquote better attempt, but it may not be the attempt you want right there. So I don't know. Remains to be seen. Anything else on Mr. Rivers we didn't cover?
I'm just ready for this guy to be a fan favorite. Like his mentality in the interviews was awesome,
I think
refreshing.
Like him. I like him.
It was not hey, my agent said that this place was going to pay me 160% of what my next best offer was, so here I am for the next year in New York City. It's like he's excited to play some Tom Thibodeau basketball, it seems, and I'm here for it.
I was dead serious when I tweeted out right after my first retweet after they signed him was that Steve Mills would have given him $10 million annually, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, whatever. I think he absolutely would have gotten, but the fact that he came here for this contract, I don't know. I think
that's the other part of it. Non-guaranteed years too. Like, what the hell was he? Who's his agent? Is what I want to know. I'll do a better job than that. Get me in that.
Don't say that. Don't say that too loud. People watch us. Chris, thank you for giving your insights and humoring mine. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching another episode of Knicks Film School, and we will be back with you with another one. Before you know it, possibly with actual Knick action, because hey, they're gonna play a game soon.
Pretty soon. Yeah,
soon.
I'm ready. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for watching.